Good morning, everybody. How is everyone today? I must admit I keep wondering how I should open up my streams. Good morning, everybody seems nicely inclusive. I know I normally say greetings, sentient beings and gracile hominids. The reason I say that is, well, slightly technical. In principle, all species of human beings, of which there is only one currently extant, would be gracile hominids. That would be Homo sapiens, that's us, humans, as we call them. Then you would have a Neanderthal man, and the Denisovans, who strangely we primarily know through their inclusion in our DNA, especially if you're in Southeast Asia. And then you have Homo floresiensis, otherwise known as Hobbit. And I think those were the four species of humans. And they're all, I believe, technically gracile hominids. But it occurred to me that there may be other sentient beings watching this, so that's where the greeting sentient beings comes from. So if you're a highly intelligent octopus or dolphin watching this, welcome to the Minecraft live stream. And you join me on another private server. But as you can see, this is a little different. This server is actually running the Create mod. This is Minecraft version 120.1 with the Create mod installed. For whatever reason, they have not updated lately. So as you can see, I'm wearing the diving helmet and the air compressor / backpack and netherite armor. And what's interesting about this is I can actually swim in lava. Not sure how massively useful that is, but it is kind of fun. And I just can't remember. Oh, there's my F5 key. And yes, I've got the extendo arm equipped. And you join me in my primary village. In fact, I think this is my only village. Trying to remember where my spawn point was. Yeah, it's over that way, beyond the portal. And I didn't change it for this one, I just left it where it is. So the first major work I did on this server was actually to fortify it and build a moat. So the entirety of the inside is fully illuminated. And I have these iron golems trapped so that hopefully the villagers won't feel the necessity to create too many. And as you can see, they don't get into fights. They are nice and pristine. Good morning, Mr. Golem. How are you doing? And I am running Fabulous Animations resource pack, which gives us the extra animations you're seeing. And I'm obviously running shaders, and the shaders I am running are Complementary Unbound, I believe. And it looks quite nice. At least I think so. So there is nothing, I say massively interesting in this village. It was a rather large village, and in the early days I actually got all my food from this, which is why you have all these little patches of wheat and carrots hanging around. Occasionally I go through and fix them, because the villagers have a habit of converting the ploughed land into unploughed land. And this the fortification works moderately well. And I can't jump, apparently. Have I missed a... Oh, I see, it's a hard block and a half. I know I have ways of getting up. There we go. And so I can, in fact, walk along the top. We'll be going through the portal probably later in this live stream, because this world isn't as big as my last one. And I can't remember what I called this world. Steampunk and industrial, I think. I do have a thing for fortified villages. If nothing else, it gives you a resource where I actually like having a sort of an active village. If you saw my Cantlo's World live streams, you'll have seen that I've got a village on the nether ceiling using mushrooms. This one I just left everything as was and built a fence and a moat around it. Obviously the moat doesn't extend, well, not the filled in part, doesn't extend all the way around, so I suppose it transitions from a moat to a ditch. But yeah, this was my primary source of food for a considerably long time. Don't think there's too much reason to go entirely around the whole thing. I mean, it's just a village that aren't... Oh, having said that, I just forgot something. There is an early construction here if I can find it. It's been a while. Ah, it's in there. It's been a while since I ran this up. Obviously, the villages are all fully usable. I just don't need them for that purpose, and we'll get into that later. But one of the other very early constructions I did was this. Which, as I recall, is actually where I put my villager breeder. I think that's my primary villager breeder. I'm actually having to remember a lot of this as I go along. I think, yep, this is an iron farm, of course. And I believe it's my primary iron farm. And is... Oh, did I remove... Oh, I didn't. Okay. Yeah, it's just a fairly typical bunch of beds and a bunch of villagers. And, of course, inevitably, I have a armed and armoured iron golem, who... Not iron golem, I beg your pardon, zombie, whose purpose is to scare them as he is doing right now. And I can't remember what his name is. I can barely make out there. But I have this habit of naming my, shall we call them utility zombies? I name them after serial killers. Not entirely certain why, I just thought it was amusing. So what you can't see is that, well, yes, now you can actually, is that there's a massive area around here, all filled in with cobblestone blocks, so that the iron golems don't spawn places I do not wish them to. And I don't remember everything that I've got around here. I know somewhere I've got a spider spawner, I think. See if I can find it. Where did I put it? And I know I had a purpose for coming all this way when I first dug this out. Where did I put my spider farm? So this is the first hint that we're, apart from obviously the fact that I'm wearing definitely non-vanilla armor and equipment, this is one of the first indications that you're not in a typical Minecraft world. It's this is limestone, I believe. I must admit, I don't like... Ah, I am getting somewhere. Don't remember what this was for. I don't like many of the extra ores they throw in. I think most of them are decorative, but I don't particularly like them. So what on earth was I doing down here? I think this is actually the spider... Yes, it's the spider farm. Yeah. Yes, yes it is. And what you can't tell is that the spiders are actually being blown forwards by the... Yes, you can tell. There's a fan system up there that blows the spiders forwards. And to be honest, I don't remember how much of this I actually used for getting spider string. But early... I say early game, early-ish game, obviously this was useful. Yeah, so there we go. That's where my spider farm is. And yeah, this is a feature of the game. I have obviously somewhere... Oh, excuse me a second, I have an itchy ear. Sorry about that. So, somewhere up here there is... I'm presuming it is I think it's a water wheel power system. Yes, yes it says it will be through here. And to be honest, yes, I remember this. I think the spider spawners should be under this. These are, I think, fans, which are basically forcing the spiders onto the ground, and then I have another fan system to push them forwards where I can hit them a lot. I think that's right. Ah, yes. And this is just leftover construction. So this was a fairly early build. If I remember correctly, because at that particular point, I believe I was just messing around the region. Well, actually, under the village. The village is, I think, still on top of us at this point. Now I've got to try and remember how to get out of here. Yeah, so I'm going to have to say it's a little rough and ready, but as you may remember, that is pretty much my nature. Yeah, putting all this lot in, you can't see here, but there is a fairly substantial area around here all filled in, and I don't remember what that rail track was for. Don't remember what this was for. Okay, well, I know what we're going to do. We're going to follow it and see where it leads us, because I must have had some good reason for putting it in. Because obviously this goes from the villager breeding location / iron farm all the way down here, so I might as well find out where it goes. Yeah, I can tell it wasn't intended for regular use because I don't have any powered rails. Oh, that's interesting. Leads to a portal. I'm wondering what the purpose of the portal was now. I got a suspicion I do know. I think that, well, obviously, as I said, I think that takes us into the Nether. Yes, I think that's a fairly safe conclusion. And what did I do else around here, if anything? Oh! Yes, I remember. This, yeah, this is, I don't know, why did I, okay, that must have been for pushing villagers into the nether. This is, again, some of this was relatively early game when I was building, wow, that is creepy on headphones. In fact, you can see that this construction is seriously hitting my frame rate because I just dropped down to 35 frames a second. So, at one point, yeah, this whole setup was intended for providing lava and water to a steam engine system in the nether, and I then came up with alternate sources of lava for the nether, but water in the nether is, yes, not possible to get. So that is why this construction is here. And again, there is a water wheel back in there somewhere. In fact, I think there's multiple systems. And what this is doing is filling up water buckets. And the water buckets, obviously, come along here and get shoveled through that nether portal. And this acts as a chunk loader. So as I'm sitting here, those are actually, or should be, functional in the nether. It's going through and feeding water into a steam engine. And I know it's working because this keeps changing in number. So filled buckets come through at this level, and then empty buckets are returned somewhere up there. So as I'm standing here, there is a section of the nether that is being loaded. And I don't remember if it's safe to go through there, but I'm going to hazard a guess that it probably isn't. No, it might actually be okay, but I'm not going to do that just yet. I have safer ways of getting in. One thing I should point out is that when I started using the Create mod, and in fact a policy that continues to this day, is I never watched any videos about the Create mod. At least I don't think I did. I'm pretty certain I didn't. I think I've seen odd clips from people like Zedaf, which in some ways show quite a different interpretation. Yeah, yes, but I suppose I should more correctly say that I didn't actually watch any Create mod videos until a long time after I had done all this. And then it was mostly for curiosity's sake, and I didn't take any inspiration away from it. So none of this as you see is copied. What I actually did was work a lot in creative mode to figure out the dynamics of what I was doing. So as I remember, that is still my primary source of iron, I want to say. And it's like, oh no, it's not. No, this was just an early source. I'm wrong. I've remembered. I do have another iron farm. So that is just my secondary iron farm. And I'm joined from someone in Malaysia. Hello. And this is kind of why I like running the shaders. It looks quite nice. Now, if you're considering running the Create mod, I say yes, go ahead and do it. It's quite a fascinating mod. It actually works surprisingly well on fairly low-spec systems. And do we get to see... Yeah, we do. Yeah, you can see the whole purpose of the fence. It's too far for spiders to jump, so everything ends up down here. And I don't think spiders can... I'm not sure the spider... No, that's right. That's why I have the walkway. So that spiders can't climb up. Not that spiders are a huge... Oh, must be daylight. Not that spiders are a huge problem for the villagers, obviously. I'm sure if I had any of these iron golems loose, they'd get shot at on a regular basis. But I seem to have a pretty good distribution for them so that no more get spawned in. Ah, no, it's becoming night. I thought perhaps it was becoming day. Nope, I haven't been streaming long enough. Alright, I want to know why somebody in the chat has a chatty cat icon. Is that some... Does that have some meaning I am unaware of? Does my great age prevent me from understanding what that's supposed to mean? I do get tripped up, I have to admit. I attempt to remain fairly current, but... just for fun. I thought it meant something. Oh, hang on. I just managed to do something interesting to my glasses. There we go. So, yeah, this is the village. It's actually kind of entertaining to watch them. They sort of gather at their meeting points. They try to breed, but I have all the bed spaces taken up. And, you know, a nice, lively village, I think, is a good thing to have. I'm sure some of you may have seen the things like Hermitcraft or other people's server videos, and the first thing everybody does is run out, enslave, and eventually kill off all the villagers. They all get taken away. I like to have at least one active functional village, and I like the look, and it serves as a backup. I'm going to address this next comment to chat. Are you laughing at my great age? Oh, I always forget this. Shut the door behind me. Now I'm kind of wondering... Oh, yes, I remember. Sort of. As one... Now I'm confused. Ah, yes, this is my way outside, I think. Yes, it is. There was a time I didn't have the tunnel/railway system in place. Oh, again with the icon that I don't understand. Sorry, GIF. I don't understand. And for those who are curious, no, my age is not that great. I am arguably late middle age. And yeah, this is obviously a clear indication of create mod in action. And the double-ended system is so that I can... I can't remember how to pick things up. No, I just want one piece of coal. Let's see, I think this should work. I was actually... Oh, that was silly. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make use of furnace minecarts. Because they are an underutilized feature, and so by putting coal in, I could use it. But now, of course, I've accidentally put coal in both ends, which hasn't helped me at all. So now I have to basically wait until one of them runs out. Well, okay, we'll just do the old-fashioned way and gallop. Oh, I just remembered. Do I want to do that? Because I'll leave that at this end. I'll just run. Yes, as I recall, I did most of my construction work in the Nether for this server. Now, the funny thing is, I was intending this to be a much better thought out system, and for one reason or another, it didn't quite work out that way. What's down here? I don't remember. So yeah, this brings us. Oh, I went up too far. So this brings us to the main base, and the handy dandy lava pool. And do I want to risk challenging my armor? No, I don't. Oh, am I wearing diving boots? I should check. No. Oh, I am. Ah, okay. Minor problem with that. That will, if that's too deep, it'll make me sink, and I'd have to take them off, and I don't want to do that. But yeah, if I find a suitably shallow piece of lava, I might demonstrate my invulnerability to lava. Now, this didn't start out as being the main overworld base. I simply was looking for resources and, in fact, ended up here. This was where the whole thing started. And I was going to have a much better planned system where everything, different sections, would be 128 blocks away from here for better performance and lag reduction. That ended up not happening. But one of the very first things I put in was, in fact, this. No, not the cat, the cobblestone generator. And it doesn't look like much happens, but if you watch down here, you'll see there's a conveyor belt. And I hope it's working. And so you can see cobblestone comes down. And what was an arrow doing down there? And that gets turned into stone. And then further on down here, that gets turned into smooth stone. With the result that I have more than enough. Hang on. Yes, I might as well take you down here. With the result that I have things like this. There are create mod storage systems back there. Vaults, I think they're called. And I have a lot of cobblestone, and I have a lot of regular stone, and I have a lot of smooth stone. I also... What's this? Oh, this is my carrot farm. Okay. I also have this, and you can get a better idea for what the vault type storage system looks like. And this grinding system, those are grinders, can't remember what they're called, crunches everything up, and that gives me sand and clay balls and sandstone, whoops, and glass, and as you can see, it's mostly full. I don't really, the stupid thing is I don't really use it. It's one of those things where, oh, I'll do this, and then you build it, you go to all the effort, and then you never use it. And the actual gubbins is down here, so if I switch it on, you can see how it works. Can I get through here? No, I can't. I've got to go all the way around the other side. Yep, literally all the way around. So, yeah, you can see... I think this is... does it generate sand? Alone? I should be getting more than just sand, should I not? Because I think this grinds up cobblestone into gravel, and then the gravel gets ground up, and that is where I get sand, and there's a clay ball going by, and I believe flint. I think I saw flint go by there. Hang on a second, I might have to sneeze. I'm trying to remember if I can get up. Oh, so you can see the glass going through. And that's a bit too... Can I get up there? Ah, yes, I can. So, yeah, I think the excess just gets burned. But you can see the flames coming through there. That's because there's a wind system, a fan system, buried back here somewhere that is blowing air through lava. And that creates this sort of blast furnace, which I had no idea was possible. I found out that it was possible by experimenting. And you have to tailor the belt speed exactly right. Otherwise, stuff will get through and not get properly cooked. If you go too slow, it will get incinerated. And if you go too fast, it'll get burned up. In fact, I think back here, there is in fact another incinerator which destroys whatever doesn't get stored. And the sandstone is created... Let's see if I can jump up. Nope. Okay. The sandstone is created by 4 blocks of sand together. Yeah, that's what this is doing. In principle, because the sandstone is full, that just goes straight on through. Otherwise, that gets collected by this chute. Is that a chute? I can't remember. And made into sandstone, comes back out and then goes down here. So once the sandstone was filled up, that's when glass started being created. I don't think I keep the flint, do I? Mainly because there's not much... I don't think there's much you can do with flint. Otherwise, I would keep it. But the thing is, if I ever need any of this stuff, I've got it. And most of the time now, I don't. And I should switch that off. If I can remember how to get there. Oh, yes, of course. Go round the back. It is kind of interesting now that some limited functionality of the Create mod is now in Minecraft. The Auto Crafter, of course, is a good example of that, which I have made use of in Cantlo's World somewhat. Here they have a different system that is it as useful? That's a good question. So here is my automated carrot farm. It's relatively simple. There's a bearing system that just slowly drives this around. It doesn't need to go very fast, so I drive it quite slowly. Carrots get picked up and dropped into the hopper system below, and across the way I have a wheat farm. Same basic principle. And the if I stop this, it's a little awkward because it immediately turns whatever these harvesters are resting on into bare dirt. So I have to then start it up, re-hoe the bare dirt and replant it. I think... Yes, it does have an auto replant system, but I still have to do some work. And then the excess gets converted into bone meal. This is my gunpowder storage, and I'll show you the gunpowder farm in a minute, and then that's my main exit to the nether. Or entrance to the nether, I suppose. It depends on your perspective, but we'll continue up here a little bit. What was this for? Oh, this is for... If I want to smelt random stuff, I think, but I can't remember where I put that, to be honest. I will try and find out in a minute. And yep, this is my bone meal farm. So these are all full, and then there is... Where's my wheat farm? Did I get rid of wheat storage? I mean, I suppose I don't really need it, because I eat, obviously, golden carrots, but there must have been some reason I put that wheat farm in there. I think maybe I did it just because, but apparently I don't store the wheat. Okay. Alright, I can... I might question my own decisions, but that's a livable decision. So all this, of course, is powered. And I'll get to how I power it in a minute when I think... yes, there's one more thing down here. I think that's showing me in-game time and time of day. So, down here, if I dash through, yes, is my tree farm. Automated tree farm. What am I currently harvesting? Oh, birch. And you can sort of see how it works there. And if I feel like it, I can swap this out for oak. And yeah, you got some idea. It's slowly moving things around. Some of this goes back up for replanting, and it would appear at this point. Yeah. Well, that's all the oak saplings from previous attempts. I say attempts. It's not quite the right word. And that's one of the blocks that I can't remember the name of that comes with the create mod. If I were to start a new world, I would probably get rid of a lot of the bonus blocks that are in there. Yeah, don't stand in front of the saw blade, it hurts. I'm trying to remember. Am I... Oh, according to this, am I out of birch? So you got some idea how, oh, no, it's, where am I storing? Oh, I think am I doing this only on a one at a time basis? I might be. With oak trees, I mean, obviously I'm getting wood from this. I think I get sticks too. Let's see where this is going. Ah, okay. Oh, this I believe has its own storage. But yeah, I think I remember this. This divvies everything up in however many of these I've got, which I think is 8 or so. I think that's how I'm doing it. Because one of the great things about this is you can, obviously you can use, these are unfiltered shoots, I believe they're called. They just pick up, I think it's 1 item. So I should see 1 item coming through there. Yep. And then the same over here. And this particular section, yes, I'm not sure how to actually click on everything without possibly disrupting it. But yeah, this is basically storing, I remember now, this is storing my saplings, and there you go. That is a 12 item filter, and so when that fills up with 12 saplings, it releases them so that they can be replanted. Yep, that's how I did it. And then this, obviously I can switch this off if I wish, and to be honest, if I'm switching over tree types, I will. And then this is the power source for the entire thing. And down here I should have wood storage. So logs, sticks, oak logs, and yeah, there you go. That tells you how many oak logs, sticks, and birch logs I've got. I'm trying to remember. I mean, I could almost certainly grow other trees up there. I'm not sure why I stuck only with birch and oak. I mean, I'm not sure what happens if you plant acacia up there. Yes, that's how it's pronounced. It's pronounced acacia. The number of YouTubers I hear pronouncing it acacia. No, it's acacia. I don't know whether they do it as a joke or simply because they don't know, but it's pronounced acacia. Just as it's pronounced lapis lazuli, and not some fiendish variation on that. And who knows, I may get in the comments, because this is going to have comments enabled for, well, I say for reasons. No, when I started my YouTube channel, the original idea was that I would make it for young people, so that instead of the usual content aimed at young people, they could get someone who, well, sounds like me and talks like me, but still suitable for everybody. Except that I looked at my recent statistics, and nobody between the 13 and 18 age group was watching my videos. So I might as well make them not just for kids. I mean, obviously young people can still watch this. I'm not about to say anything too unsuitable. In fact, yes, if you haven't seen them, I strongly recommend and you go watch them. My read-throughs of the end-user license agreements more or less had to be not suitable for children because it dealt with certain subjects that I don't think YouTube would have approved of. Anyway, so this is the cat-powered creeper farm, and this one was a lot of fun to put together, and I'm not sure if I can show it because it, as in Cantlo's world, the basic starting point is the same. That is, creepers spawn and get scared by the cats. And then down here, and I don't think you can see it, there's actually a fan system which forcibly blows the creepers down here, and you can't see the wind blowing, unfortunately, and that drives them onto a couple of drills, and the poor creepers basically get drilled to death, and then I collect the gunpowder. Now I'm trying to think as I think anything else over that way. I do not believe so. No. Now we're getting towards the power supply. Yeah, it's an enchantment room. And this monstrosity is my... Oh, I forgot something. Honey farm. Yeah, this is an automated honey farm. If you have a hive and you put a pipe below it and then apply a pump to it, it will suck the honey out. And that is my honey storage in the center there. And I don't remember why I put this in. Obviously it seemed like a good idea at the time, but I don't. I haven't gone to the effort of... Are you stuck in glass, Mr. B? So, sorry, where was I? Yes, this is a honey farm. And if memory serves... No. How do I get underneath? Because there is another aspect to that. How do I get underneath? I know there's a way underneath. There has to be. Behind here I have a lava farm, just so that I have lava if I need it. Originally I was probably going to power this with lava, but in the end I didn't find any particular reason to. And I think the game dynamics changed a bit. But essentially I feed this with kelp blocks, and that feeds these blazers and they superheat the water. And that drives everything in the entire system. Everything from here all the way on down is all powered by this. And I had a heck of a time figuring out how to use this, because I wouldn't describe it as intuitive. But, you know, obviously I got it working. The one thing I did determine is that if you get this running, and then for whatever reason you run out of fuel, that can be a bit of a problem. So that's why you see this. This is a backup power supply. This is what actually starts the steam engine running so that everything else will run. And I believe this switches everything off. So in the event that all this comes to a grinding halt because I've run out of fuel, then I can switch it all off, and this will, I can then refill the fuel buckets, and this will automatically restart the engine. Yeah, because in the early days, while I was working with all this, this was a fairly significant problem. And you can actually have a look and see how much capacity I've got. So this is relatively low stress. And that is just, I think, for driving. I think it's just this part up to here of the system to get it starting again. The water. Oh, and this obviously is the part of the water pump system. So there is an infinite water supply underneath, and that feeds the steam engine. And yeah, I think that's right. And then there's a fairly significant water wheel system underneath as backup. And then if I want to find out how much work I'm doing, apparently the answer is none. Oh, that's interesting. Does that mean all of this is being driven solely by... Ah, yes, okay. All this has been driven by the water wheel. I don't have anything else switched on, apparently. No, I don't. I wonder... Because I can't remember everything about this, so obviously I needed a certain minimum backup. No, this is all off. Okay, yeah. I did try to sectionalize, if you like, the different parts of the system. So that, and the primary reason for that actually was having it all turned on does hit the frame rate. Because, of course, it would. But if I switch it back on, yeah, everything starts running again. And yeah, as you can see, the stress levels are fairly low, which is... Yeah, that noise you're hearing is the sugarcane farm just went into operation. I don't need sugarcane. This is my kelp farm, which if I leave it running is basically an infinite fuel source. Is this running? It should be. Why did I have... I'm trying to remember what I used the bamboo farm for. Because I actually have 2 of these. It didn't get jammed up again, did it? No, it didn't. So I actually have I actually had to put in 2 of those for reasons. Yeah, and here's the top side of it. Why did I need so much bamboo? I've completely forgotten what I used all the bamboo for. I've completely forgotten. I mean, I do know that 1 wasn't enough to provide what I needed, so I had to put a second one in. And yeah, I am confusticated. Is confusticated a word? The reason for the filters, by the way, is so that, yes, I get 8 at a time going through, and I think, yes, of course, I remember. The bamboo farm is there to cook the kelp. That's what that's for. And so the 8 at a time is because you need 4 bamboo to cook 1 piece of kelp. That's why that is. So, that, you know, presumably that's down here. So this is the equivalent of a divide by 4. So I'm guessing I have 1, 2, 3, 4 smokers down there, and they are being fed by fuel from here. So that's 4 at a time in each location. I have forgotten so much about how I did this. Because my memory tells me that is actually, I think that's a conveyor belt. And so therefore, I am having to guess at this point where do I assemble my kelp blocks? Ah. So that's the kelp blocks being formed. And I presumably have a divide by 2. Yes, there we go. It's good to see that working. So kelp comes in up here. Ah, and obviously I have some being formed over this way. Why do I have that? Ah, yes, I know. Yep, that is for the chocolate farm, which I'll get back to in a second. Just as soon as I try and remind myself how this is all supposed to be working. Right, yep, there we go. Oh, that's interesting. It seems to be working. It's more or less evenly divided up. Oh, nice to know I got that right. This was... what was this for? This is actually one of the heat sources for cooking stuff. And I can't remember what I was cooking with this. I don't know. This is actually my air tank that's being recharged. That's like the one I have on my back at the moment. The air tank keeps you alive underwater and powers things like the extendo arm that I'm utilizing there. So this was for cooking something, and I cannot remember what I was cooking with it. I'm not getting any clues there. What was I cooking with it? Oh, obviously this is part of the sugarcane feed system. This is the results of the chocolate farm. I was just curious to try and make food, to be honest. And so that's my chocolate farm. And let's see if I can get this working. What's down there? Okay, that is kelp blocks for part of this, I suppose. Say hello to Bessie. Hello, Bessie. Poor Bessie. Her job was to sit there and be milked. And let's see if I can get this working, because where's the on-off switch for that? Is this it? Yes, it is. So, this is full at the moment. So typically what happens is there is a bucket in that arm there, and if this is moving, which it doesn't need to, poor Bessie gets milked at a fairly regular rate. Milk gets stored here. And in fact, what are we seeing over here? I think I'm making sugar. Am I making sugar? And that, I believe, stores... what does that store? Does that store chocolate and then it's made into chocolate bars? So I got more than enough milk. Do I have any... No, there's sugar being produced. There is... Yeah, that's operating the cocoa farm. Yep, that entire wall is one gigantic cocoa farm. So, I should be... That is heating up something. Ah, yes. I'm trying to remember. Oh, is that going the wrong way? I think it might be. I can't remember how to change the direction. I think that's facing the wrong way. I think that should be pumping into... has this all gotten swapped around? I think it is. Oh, that is odd. That's, I'm pretty certain, is that going the wrong way too? So milk goes down here, goes into there, and I'm... How? Alright. Thought there was a way I could change the direction, and I thought you could do it by just changing the direction of this, but this is something I'd have to go and start looking up at the documentation and trying to figure out, because this definitely should be working, and I should be getting chocolate out of it. That's heading the right way, that's heading the right way, and that, I'm pretty certain, is facing the wrong way. Because milk should go in there, cocoa and sugar could go in there, and then this is facing the wrong direction. And I thought I could change that, but, and then that is heading the wrong direction as well. Have I got a mistake in my setup somewhere? It's not impossible that this got broken after an update, and now that's going the right way. Alright, well, it's something I'd have to come back to visit. I thought there was a simple way of doing this. Do I? And I can't remember how to change the direction of the cogs. Yeah, that's definitely facing the wrong way. How do I change the direction? Well, it's making sugar. Yeah, it's definitely making sugar. I'm just not... This particular thing ain't working. I'll have to come back. I did have this before where an update changed the direction that things were working in. Yes, there is... Oh, grief. I'm going to have to start digging up the floor and having a good old investigate. Because obviously something is not going the right way. Oh, my other goal in this, by the way, was not to use redstone. So I don't think I've got redstone anywhere. The whole purpose was to use the create mod features and not use redstone at all. Oh, that's for the buckets. That's all. This... I'm at risk of spending entirely too much time trying to figure out what's gone wrong here. Yeah, the gearing is wrong, and I wonder... I thought with a pump there was a simple way of changing it, but I'm pretty certain there is. Let me try this. No, how would that be the case? See, that's my milk container. No, obviously punching it's not going to work, is it? I could have sworn there was an easy way to change the direction the arrow points in, but apparently not. Which is and okay, I've got. Oh, yep. This is all going the right way. That's powering that. That's powering that. So if this is going the right way, that should be going the right way. Never mind. This is something I'm going to have to come back and reinvestigate. It's been entirely too long that I've spent significant time with this. I'll wager I've got one of these that's going the wrong direction. And that is... Yeah, I can't remember what that's called. How do I get down there to check? All right, now I'm curious, and I'm trying to remember, because there has to be some way I can get down. Because I think you can change the direction of these. It's just part of the gearing system. And where did I put the lever for that? It's this one, isn't it? Right, that should bring it all to a halt. Yeah, I'll wager there's something underneath I need to change the direction of. Oh, that's a little irritating. Yeah, this definitely is facing the wrong way. And I know this was working. So... It is safe to say, by the way, that the Create mod, as arguably genius as it is, does have a few oddities, and I've had issues with the pump direction before, and I can't remember for the life of me how I fixed it, because I would have sworn it was simply a matter of changing the arrow, which you could do by clicking on it, but I guess not. Oh yeah, remember what I said about these deployers? Yeah, they have their own storage. So hang on. What's opening doors? I just heard a door open, didn't I? Have I got something wandering around here opening doors that isn't me? I'm the only person on this. And I still can't remember how I get underneath. Alright, let's be logical about this. Yes, that's my chicken farm. And I'm trying to remember why I have chickens down there. I know I obviously needed eggs, but why do I have them here? Did I just feel like having chickens? I don't normally put these things together for no reason. I obviously crammed it in there for some reason. Let's have a wee look down here. So this will be sugarcane storage. Are you telling me I completely sealed access to everything off? Ah, aha. What have we here? Oh, kelp storage. Is that it? I could have sworn I had more around here. I'm moderately certain this just leads to general underground tunnel types of things. Yeah, and you can see the problem with wearing diving boots. I can't swim very well. I could have sworn... oh, I blocked it up. Alright, so... yes, I've got no idea what that's doing. Shuffling things around. That's the downside with... spending too much time on one world. If you do that, you end up forgetting what precisely you've done on the others. All right. What was the next bit? This actually, I think, is... I'm trying to think. Do I have anything else down here? I don't think so. I think this was my primary overworld build. This is... ah, yes, this is my smelter system. Switch that on and it starts. Yeah, so this is my secondary smelter for cooking things. Cats on the bed, of course. Where else would they be? Alright, so what I'm going to do is I am going to take a quick break for biological reasons. And I will be back in about 5 minutes, during which you won't be able to see actually pretty much anything except the galaxy display on the back. Because next we'll head into the Nether until or unless I remember what else I have down here. Of significance, that is. I'm not necessarily going to show every single last random bit of stuff I did, because I do have quite a bit of that. So we'll head into the Nether next, because to me at least that was the most fun part of the build. So give me a few minutes and I will see you relatively soon.